Hi guys, welcome to Soul's Journey. Today I'm just going to kind of do a bit of a ramble and a little ruminating on the events going on in this country, and I'm sure you've all seen the news and witnessed a lot of the violence directed at the protesters. People who were doing nothing but protesting peacefully have been badly abused and violently assaulted in many instances by police in various locations around the country. I've seen, you've probably seen the footage of that 75-year-old man in Buffalo, New York, who was knocked to the ground and left lying there bleeding with a concussion as the police just wandered on by and seemed to think they were justified in knocking down an old man. So much for serve and protect. Protesters being beaten, groped, spit on. People just crossing the street, the cops go after them with a baton. It's really been beyond anything I ever thought I would see in this country. Barr's got his private police force now, Department of Corrections, or Department of Prisons, thugs, unbadged, no names, nothing to identify them, outside the White House now, and like Trump's secret police, and it's just spiraling out of control, and I'm so aghast at everything, and I know this is why these protests have been taking place to begin with, because the black community and other minority communities, people of color, have been enduring this for decades, centuries, and it's indefensible, and hopefully this time something will begin to change, because enough. It's just, we can't survive. We can't exist like this. Nobody deserves to be treated this way. And it's just incredible to me that in the 21st century, in the year 2020, we still are fighting this fight. And I say we, meaning society, because, obviously I'm white and I have that privilege. And, my few encounters with police for various reasons over the years, calling them for different things, has been a mixed bag. Some of the cops have been very helpful, and some of them have been absolute dicks. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, just kind of pulled out my Brady Tarot this morning, and this one came up to the top, and this is the Ace of Feathers, or Swords, in this deck, and I think finally we're getting at some truth of what's been going on in this country, and people, I hope, will start to wake up and realize that this is not new. This is endemic to the police force and the way they treat people. The whole idea of serve and protect has basically gone out the window, and it's been exposed as a lie, and calling in the National Guard now and fencing off the White House. I mean, it's just, this is like something out of a post-apocalyptic novel. It's, I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words, frankly. And I pulled some cards last night with my Sacred Rose Tarot on the situation to see how things are going to go. And I got the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Chariot. So this was not hugely encouraging to me. I'm seeing still a lot of anger and fighting, and this is the only thing that gives me a little bit of hope, is that the Chariot is a sign of success and getting control and moving forward. So, you know, we've got the Ace of Wands here, which looks very much like a police baton being wielded. And the Knight of Wands coming in holding his wand high and ready to go into battle. But maybe the Chariot will be enough to counter that. Maybe he'll be able to quell all this fire and rage and everything boiling over. So anyway, like I said, just some ruminations on the current state of events, and yeah, it's just been really hard to think about anything else lately. Everything just feels so frivolous and secondary, and you know, the protests here in Portland got kind of violent for a while, although I think the last few days it's been a lot calmer, and just they've had thousands of people crossing the bridges and taking to the streets, and I don't think there's been much of anything. They did set the Justice Center, the main court building downtown, on fire, I think the first night of the protests. I think that was the worst of it. So Portland is, they're not afraid to get out there and protest, but it's a lot of the violence is by, you know, police. They've got videos of them stacking up bricks and trying to hand out bricks to people, and they got one guy who was an off-duty cop, not here, I forget what city it was, but he was dressed in all black and carrying an umbrella to protect himself from the windows as he walked by, shattering them. So, you know, it's just, it's outside agitators. It's not so much the protesters. And like I said, I'm sure you guys have all seen the same news reports I have, and if you're following it on Twitter, I just kind of had to unplug for a while because I can't seem to think about anything else. So it looks like we're not out of the woods yet, but I'm hoping eventually our charioteer will prevail and manage to get things back under control. So let's hope for a better, brighter future for everyone. So thanks for watching. Sorry this is a downer, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Thanks for watching, and blessed be.